Well, if Democrats have their way for another 4 years, you're all going to start feeling like Oliver Twist. You'll have less and be expected to be happy with it, left begging the government for scraps. More power and control in Washington, less for you. Now, here's the reality for young people today.
You look at the average income, 75 grand. How are you supposed to afford an average mortgage payment of $3,400?
Young people can't afford to buy homes. That's part of the American dream, which unfortunately is now dead.
There are consequences for runaway spending and borrowing, and we all have to just contend with this now. There is no way to defend this. But yeah, they're going to try. You're going to start hearing things like, who needs to own a home anyway? Renting is so much easier anyway. Houses just tie you down. You should just focus more on your work-life balance. Send me a memo when we've retired that phrase. All right, and remember, feminists, they've always believed that suburban life was repressive, even racist. But this is all a lie, or to use their lingo, it's all just disinformation. It's used to cover for the failed liberal experiment. Now, young people just starting out now see the American dream as out of reach. Yeah, well, no wonder so many of them feel depressed and just stuck.
You just feel lied to because you thought that if you just went to college and got a degree, you'd be able to afford a house and like things that make you happy, but yet you're still barely can afford groceries or clothes or literally anything that makes you happy at all.
Now, naturally, with the high cost of living, more are staying with mom and dad longer. According to a new survey by the Harris poll for Bloomberg, roughly 45% of people ages 18 to 29 are living at home with their families. That's the highest figure since the 1940s. Now, in the 1980s, we couldn't wait to bust out of home at 18. But now many Americans are simply managing their expectations. Now, we shouldn't be surprised. This was their plan all along. The globalists know best. Look at how well they did by our kids during COVID, after all. And now they offer no real solutions to curbing inflation or bringing down prices. Instead, they're gearing up to tell us that really, today's problems, they're just too complex to solve. Once again, we're hearing the phrase, the new normal. But it is not normal. That is a lie. It's a twisted, bleak world they're creating, and the establishment's handling of things is deeply unpopular. Check this out. A new Wall Street Journal poll is showing that most Americans think things are getting worse, not better economically. That's just over the last 2 years. Bidenomics was supposed to be making everything better. A new line from Washington, though, will be that we have to unite as Americans and simply all be okay with less. Now, they're going to also try to redefine patriotism as well. Now, remember, if you really care about protecting others, you needed to get the COVID shot. So soon it's going to be, if you really care about saving our country from climate change, you're going to ditch that gas-powered SUV, your gas stove, your gas water heater, etc. And if you don't, you're just a MAGA troglodyte.
Let's be clear that the automotive sector is moving toward EVs, and we can't pretend otherwise. Sometimes when these debates happen, I feel like it's the early 2000s, and I'm talking to some people who think that we can just have landline phones forever.
What a dismissive jerk, okay? And I kept thinking, I watched him and I thought, wait a second, that was a Rhodes Scholar. I think Cecil needs to come back from the grave and defund the scholarship. Cars and landlines, that's the same thing? Okay, Pete, go back to South Bend. Now, if you're a young voter, wake up before it's too late. You don't have to like everything about Trump or anything he does or says. But one thing he will not do, he will not turn the economy upside down, then gut your basic freedoms, and then tell you, get used to it. That is not the American way. And that's the angle.
Should we love soft embrace of morning light, rocky and warm yet hopefully sight. A whisper of promise, a sense so sweet, reviving energy with every heartbeat. Oh yeah, stumbling down the stairs with grace, favorite mug and cherished embrace. Each sip, a dance of enchantment, caffeine's elixir, a daily enchantment. Oh yeah, coffee in the morning, my lifeline, guiding through life's chaotic design, finding every sip of morning zest. In that brew, I find my best. The morning sun, a gentle caress, bathing the world in warmth no less. A symphony of flavors in every pore, awakening senses, a ritual to adore. The kitchen hums a quiet tune as dreams unfold not too soon. Pouring the elixir, stories take flight. In the world of coffee, my spirit alights. A mug cradled, a vessel of tales. Each sip, a dialogue as morning unveils. Bitterness, a new world of tales. As the day unfolds, a caffeinated tale in morning symphony, where moments prevail. Coffee, my companion in the sunrise quest, in the ritual of morning, my eternal zest. The world awakens, a canvas so bright, in the palette of dawn, a captivating sight, a dance of flavors, a morning trance. In the world of coffee, life's sweet romance. Coffee in the morning, my lifeline, guiding through life's chaotic design, divine in every sip, a morning zest.